Alright, so for where we last left off, I was graduating from middle school, and what I didn't tell you guys is that my best friend, Felix, he transferred from his school to my middle school at the end of the year. So, that was like pretty ballsy because that's just a year, but it made the middle school time that I was in there like way better. The experience was awesome. So I was like, dude, we have to go to the same school together, like in high school. And I knew him since like 3rd grade, and we had our ups and downs or whatever, but I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. He can pick up chicks, he likes a lot of video games, he's also like pretty smart, like he's a chill dude, he's like a really good friend. So we're applying to the school, and I think what happened was is that I think he messed up the application or whatever. So he ended up living or going to the school across from mine. So I was in the west side of New York City and he was on the east side. So it was going to be about like 30 to 45 minutes walking, maybe 15 minutes on bus. So it's going to be kind of like a far distance from one another. So in efforts to try to keep, our friendship going, we decided to play a game. And the game that he chose was a MMORPG called MapleStory. Now, for those who never played MapleStory, it's basically a game where you make a character. It's an MMORPG, so you make a character, you try to level them up to the maximum level, and you make friends, go on raids, get like a bunch of items, and so on. When I joined, it was about a year old. I started off as a ice mage, and then I went on to an assassin or a hermit or a knight, whatever, because the assassins were like the strongest. They were OP, they were expensive, but they were very OP. And so anyway, so yeah, we started playing that, and we're like talking on MSN or AIM, or I don't remember what we were doing before, but basically MSN, Messenger for Messenger Live or whatever, and from Microsoft. And AIM was the American Instant Messenger, It was kind of old. It was like part of AOL. Anyways, it was very old time. So, he's like messaging me, and he's like, dude, I'm starting to like this girl or whatever on MapleStory. I'm like, dude, that's kind of weird, because what if she like ends up being fat? What happens if she ends up being like this, like a dude? And you can't really trust these girls, air quote girls, on this website or on this game, because you can just choose a female in the beginning, and it can trick people. And he was like, no, dude, she actually lives in New York City, and she's also in a guild that has like a couple other girls who live in New York City, like they're kind of like friends. And I was like, oh shit, really? And he's like, yeah, like we should join it. So I'm like, alright. So I joined this guild. I think it was called like You Can't Join or whatever. We join it, and the girls there, they're like really awesome. Dudes, there weren't that many dudes. It was like more of like a girl clan or guild or whatever. And we're just like hanging out, we're just raiding, trying to get our grind on, trying to get a higher level or whatever. And he's like, dude, you should get like a girlfriend. You should get this girl. It's like like one of her good friends. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try. So, I started hanging out with her a lot more. I started talking to her. I started telling her, like, all the stuff that I like to listen to. And soon enough, she became my cyber girlfriend. Her name was Shannon. And, so time is going on. I go to high school. And I am not blending in too well in high school. Actually, I blend in as best. Like, I think I blended in the best than everyone else, because I started hanging out with the seniors and the juniors, while everyone else hung out with the freshmen. The reason why I hung out with the seniors and the juniors was because I was in an AP calculus class. I don't know what it was. It was like an advanced level calculus class, because I was 2 years ahead. And I also was in an advanced art class. So I was, hanging out with all the older people. And it could be a bad thing because you don't hang out with the people that you started off with, but to me, I hung out with the older kids, the people who like I was going to be, probably, you know what I mean? Like it's like really an awesome experience, because they're just older, and you have like, if you ever think that you're gonna get bullied or whatever, just go to them, and they'll, you know, they'll be like, dude, he's mad cool, like chill out, like whatever. So I was like, you know, I was in a good place. And then about November around-ish, my best friend, he decided to create like some sort of a double date for us to hang out. And I was like, all right, let's do that. Like I was really nervous, honestly, because I never met my girlfriend, and it was gonna be a double date, you know, like we were gonna meet two new people that we never met, and it was gonna be on the internet, so I had no idea who they were. So we go to a pizzeria. You know, I get there, and he gets there with his girlfriend and my cyber girlfriend. And so I'm like, dude, how did you get up with her first? And he's like, well, I gotta tell you something, like I've been hanging out with her for a while now. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you tell me? He's like, because you were kind of like negative about like hanging out with her, and she was okay with hanging out with me, so you know, I thought it would be a good idea to just hang out. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So then I meet my cyber girlfriend, and she was awesome. She was like really cool. She I found out she actually goes to the school next to mine, so I was like, oh wow, that's really convenient. And my best friend's girlfriend, she went to another school, and she ended up transferring to his school sophomore year. So we were like on a very convenient scale, like, you know, we were both hanging out with one another, very relatively close, and we both had girlfriends that were both hanging out with us online too. So it was like, you know, and they were friends. So it was perfect. It was like a great time. And yeah, I don't know what else to describe it as. It was like a grace period of some sort. Like it was the Renaissance era. It was just perfect. Like we would go to the my favorite spot to go with her was to the park, and from there we would, like, you know, go on the swings, and we would like talk about a bunch of stuff. We didn't hang out that much with Felix that much, but you know, because he liked his own private time, which was fine. It's funny though, because like his private time ended up getting like really weird for me at the time, because, you know, we hung out once, we went to the mall, and he was like, dude, so the other day I invited Caroline over. That was his girlfriend. I invited Caroline over, and she gave me a blowjob. I was like, what? Really? That's nasty, dude. And he's like, no. You and I, you know, we think it's nasty because, you know, you pee from there. But she freaking did a great job. I love it. That was the best time ever. And I was like, oh wow, that's that's funny. And he's like, dude, you gotta invite your girlfriend to do that. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do that, because with Shannon, I felt something different. Like I hung out with her so much, and we started. She got me into anime, like watching anime and so on, and he did too. But she really got me into it because she liked watching Naruto, and she was reading Naruto, and she was like, dude, I really like this girl. I don't know what her name is. I think her name is Konoha or something. I don't remember. She's the origami girl from the Akatsuki. So, you know, she started doing origami a lot, and I thought like that was like a thing that we used to do. Like she would do origami, and I would paint her something, or like I would draw her something, and, you know, both of us, it was a nice time, you know. The thing I remember the most was we used to hang out, and there were a couple of times that this has happened, and we made it like a big deal, but, you know, us being kids, she left an origami flower in my book bag, and you know, to anyone that's like whatever, but to me that was like, wow. Like I think I felt it. I felt like I am probably in love. Like this girl, I met her in a game, and because of my friend, and then and now I'm with her, and it's awesome. And, you know, that was great and all, but then I felt like she was being too distant with her friends, so I decided to make it an open relationship, and it's to help her out a little bit more, because she wasn't hanging out with her friends. So after that, you know, we realized like we can keep our friends and also hang out with one another. So we started like going out again. But then she, so then in the open period that I was going out, I dated 2 girls. I'll have another story for those 2 in another video. And I think she found out. I don't know who told her, but I think she found out, and then she broke up with me. Or we had like another open period because she didn't want to hang out with me anymore. So I was like, alright, whatever. So, you know, I didn't hang out with her and was getting a little worried. I was like, what the hell did I do wrong? Maybe she found out. So I, like, you know, wanted to go talk to her. And I kind of snooped a little to see what the hell was going on. And I found out that she was talking to some dude. And I go over there, you know, I go over to the school. And this dude is still talking to her. Like, I'm like looking around and I see her talking to this dude. And I know that there's like friends there or whatever, but I'm like, no, fuck that. So I go over there and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, no, man, like, we're just talking, you know, we're just like good friends. I don't know what the hell is your problem. I'm like, dude, back off. Like, stop talking to my girl. Like, I don't want you, like, getting near her anymore. And he's like, yo, fuck off. Like, I'm not even talking to her. Like, so I got pissed. I don't know why. Like, I just felt like I had to defend myself in some sort of way because, I don't know, Felix always fought, you know, with dudes who always, like, looked at his girl weird or whatever. So I felt entitled to do the same. So, out of nowhere, I just freaking punched him in his nose. And I know I didn't break it or anything. I think he just got a nosebleed. But after that, he's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get all my friends. I know you hang out in that other school. You know, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm like, whatever, dude. Just don't talk to my girl anymore. Like, fuck off. And I think I got like one instance where it was gonna get a little bit nasty, where there was like a lot of people who came over and stuff, and I don't want to be like, oh yeah, man, they're gonna kick my ass. So, you know, at that time I ended up just like leaving like the place where he was gonna confront me. I ended up just hanging out with her and then just leaving. It was whatever. Yeah, she was pissed. In the beginning she was super pissed, but then she found out, like, you know, I was doing it for because I cared a lot about her. And a year after that, you know, it's sophomore year of high school, we're still together. It's, you know, it's perfect. We start learning Japanese with one another, and it's great. It was awesome. But in the next video, I don't know how long this is gonna go for, but in the next video I will discuss the more serious thing that happened with our relationship and with my life. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.